He's smart. He's got a very wry sense of humor. He's extremely committed and focused on his cause. The other students have a lot of respect for him. He's got an amazing can-do attitude. I think because of his life, what looks like a barrier to the rest of us is just something you have to do.
In his 31 years, Khalid Jaraisa of Palestine has overcome tremendous odds. He grew up in the middle of conflict.
I have some friends who died or killed from what's going on there.
At 13, he lost an arm while working at a bakery. But it wasn't until his 20s that Khalid found comfort at the Holy Child Center, a trauma center run by Franciscan nuns. It changed his life, and for 5 years he counseled children traumatized by war and abuse.
The kids I work with come to school, just scream, cry, and hide under the table because they are scared.
In 2001, Khalid began his studies at Seattle U, but he never forgot the children back home.
Well, I think your foundation is going to be okay.
With the help of many from Seattle U, Khalid launched the Children of Peace Foundation. So far, he's raised more than $40,000 to help traumatized children in Palestine and other war-torn countries.
We want to bring peace to these children.
He's proof that one person can make a difference. But he wants you to know he couldn't have done it alone.
I always say, if I wasn't at Seattle U, I would never start this foundation. If I wasn't studying here, I would never be able to be successful in doing what I'm doing now.
We've tried to provide answers for folks who have been homeless, addicted, and mentally ill. We've been on the streets of Seattle and trying to offer them a way out with dignity and into their God-given purpose. If they take the first step, we'll take the rest with them. Well, that was
in their college days, Greg and Dora Alex would often spend their dates ministering to the homeless and addicted.
Again, a lot of our weekends and dates ended up with stops at Harborview or Detox or someplace else trying to help somebody out because you just couldn't walk by them.
But when Greg had this idea to open a homeless shelter in Seattle's Belltown area, Dora, a nurse, had her doubts.
I said, okay, God, you're gonna have to show me, So he went out that day and he was in Tacoma and he said he was gonna do some fundraising. So he came back with $30,000 and I said, okay, God, I'm quiet.
One of the critical things that we try and get across as you learn how to get your life back is...
He's since silenced all. 23 years later, Greg has grown the Matt Talbot Center into one of the leading faith-based addiction recovery centers in Seattle.
The core service we offer is clinical drug and alcohol treatment.
The privately funded center also offers counseling, ministry, and most of all, hope.
Many of them, this is the last stop. What we do is free. That's the first thing. When they walk in our doors, it's free. So if they come in, we're not asking them for anything except cooperation, a willing spirit. How are you, buddy? Good, how are you? Good? Things well?
Greg and Dora credit Seattle U for guiding them to their true calling.
We enrolled and started doing our graduate theology together. And I'm not sure you can get bound more closely together than in your spirit.
And together, they continue to inspire others.
We watch people get their children back, get their lives back. God has just been very gracious to us with that.
I had one phase when I was in 5th grade when I wanted to be the first female president. And besides that, I think I've been set on being a nurse the entire time. Right around that same time, I've always wanted to go to Africa. I just have felt a calling in both of those.
2 years ago, nursing student Rebecca Conti traveled to the West African country of Ghana. where she witnessed firsthand the devastating effects of AIDS.
When I was there the first time, we lost at least a patient a week, if not more. And I was just, every Saturday, I was going to a funeral and burying someone. And towards the end of my trip, it just broke me down, and I didn't think I could do it anymore. But also, that is what I've taken home with me, and that's the thing that has not allowed me to stop.
After that first trip, Rebecca knew she had to do more.
When I came back, I was given amazing opportunities from Seattle U and from Virginia Mason to share my story, and I didn't even have any answers. I just had the passion, and I had stories of the lives that I met, and I could just share those with anyone that wanted to listen.
Like the story of 12-year-old Ernestina, whose parents died of AIDS. She suffered from neglect until Rebecca found a home for her.
2 weeks later, I went to go visit her. Something I had never seen before came across her face, a smile. As tears of joy started to stream from my face, she pulled her head back and steadied my gaze at her. With every passing moment, her smile seemed to grow bigger and more permanent. Ernestina is proof that miracles happen and that every life is worth fighting for.
Rebecca's passion proved infectious, and she established New Seed International USA, an extension of the Ghanaian-based AIDS organization.
We've built a clinic, an orphanage, and a nursery school. The orphanage was our last step, and we just finished construction on that a week ago.
Today, Rebecca is helping to save lives here at home and halfway across the world. Ghana will always be her home away from home.
And I think it'll be very interesting to see this journey as it unfolds in front of me. But I think I was given a heart that kind of aches for those that always don't have someone advocating for them. And whether I want to do it or not, it's not going to go away.
Seattle University, educating leaders for a just and humane world.